Food waste is defined as food that is good to eat but is still thrown away. This can include things that are bought and go bad, or something as simple as peels from produce. In London alone, the average household throws out over 330 pounds of food waste annually.
And that works out to about $1,000 per household per year. And when you start looking at that from just the City of London perspective, so City of London has about 160,000 households. Multiply that by 1,000, all of a sudden you're talking about $160 million. And that's, well, it's a lot of money, right? And that's money that, you know, could remain in your pocket, or money that could be used for something else that's useful from a societal perspective.
In terms of the environment, food waste that ends up in landfills produces methane, which is a very harmful greenhouse gas. Methane can worsen global warming because it traps more heat within the atmosphere.
Never mind the environmental impact of disposing it. Now you've squandered all the environmental impact of its production. So anywhere from, from planting the seed to harvesting to transporting to taking it to the grocery store, that whole piece, and that whole piece from climate change is about 75% of the impact. So it's really, from an environmental perspective, quite considerable.
But there are ways to reduce your own food waste production.
It's about pairing the amount of food that you think your household's going to need with what you actually bring in. And it's a challenge, right? Another sort of piece is really understanding things like, what do best before dates mean, and use by dates really mean, and sort of understand that, for best before in particular, just because milk is one day over the best before date doesn't mean you can't drink it.
For food that has to be thrown away, any organic waste that can be composted is highly recommended by a local chef.
You can compost anything that's vegetable. I include food in that. And you can do that with just about anything. The only thing you can't put in are proteins, fats, meats.
That includes dead leaves off of plants as well.
There's nothing like stinky or foul or anything about it, right, if you do it right. And that just means aerobically, okay? You can't have it anaerobically because then the bacteria build up.
If a composting system isn't feasible, there are organizations in the city that also allow you to drop off, or they will come and pick up compost from you.
I wish more people could understand how easy it actually is. You don't have to spend a lot of time on it.
For FNN, I'm Kate Otterbein.